everybody, so today you're getting a two-parter. I'm going to be giving you a quick TTC update, and the reason why it's going to be quick is because nothing's really going on. I am in that in-between, AF is gone, I haven't ovulated yet, it's boring, so boring, but I figured if I'm going to do a video like this, I have to give you a little bit of an update, and the second part is going to be about this horrible situation that my doctor's office has been putting me through. Those of you that have been following me, I've mentioned a couple of times about an ultrasound that I had done in January and how I've been waiting for the results of that, and so I'm going to get into that after I give the TTC update. And those of you that don't care about the situation, then I guess you can just stop the video after I'm done with that. I am cycle day 13. Last time I updated I was cycle day 3. Nothing was going on then, nothing's really going on now. I am still temping, and I've been so good about it. I'm so proud of myself. I do it at the same time every day, record it, and I'm not seeing the things that I think that I should be seeing. My temperature is just going down, down, down. I haven't spiked yet, I haven't gone up, so I'm assuming that I haven't ovulated yet. But the main reason why I wanted to start tracking is because I've kind of had this feeling for a long time that I'm probably not ovulating on my own. I wasn't monitored when I did the Clomid, so I don't have any confirmation that I ever even ovulated when I did the Clomid because I wasn't temping then. All I was doing was taking OPKs, and a lot of you know that you can get an LH surge and have a positive OPK, but not really be ovulating. So seeing the way that my temps have been going so far, I'm thinking that I might be able to confirm that I am not ovulating on my own. It's still early, I'm still cycle day 13, I still have a couple more days of that fertile window where I typically ovulate. So who knows, maybe tomorrow morning when I take my temperature it's going to be higher, and I will just be, you know, eating my words. But so I had originally planned to go back and get more of the new choice OPKs and kind of do a review on those and do a live OPK test. I usually like to start doing my OPKs on cycle day 9, and I just do those once a day until I start to get a line, and then I start doing it twice a day until I get a positive, and then I stop. And I was really wanting to do that along with temping, so I can kind of confirm, well, I had an LH surge and my temperature surge, so, you know, everything is kind of going the way it's supposed to go. But I went to the Dollar Tree to get them on cycle day 8, and they were out. I went on 9, I went on 10, and they're still out. And I don't get paid until the weekend, so I really didn't want to go spend $25, $30 on 20 OPKs from Target that I'm not going to use and that are going to expire before I get to my next cycle. So I kind of just decided that was a bust. Maybe when I do get paid I can go and stock up on some, and then I'll have them for next time and I'll be more prepared. So I apologize because I really, really wanted to share that with you guys, but next cycle, I guess I'll be doing that. Now, those of you that don't want to hear my rant, don't want to hear what's been going on with my ultrasound or what I've been going through with my doctor's office, and you can just stop right now, stop the video, because I don't have a lot of like good things to say. This is gonna be a rant. Just a quick backstory for those of you that don't want to go back and watch my Clomid story part 1 or my previous updates where I had mentioned things about the ultrasound that I have. Just a quick backstory, I took a couple of rounds of Clomid unmonitored. I started having severe pain. I go to a new doctor, she sends me to have an ultrasound. They can't find my right ovary. My left ovary is covered in huge cysts. She calls me back, she gives me the results. She says, 6 to 8 weeks, I want you to go back to the same place, have the same ultrasound, and we'll go from there. If the cysts are getting bigger, then we'll proceed with that. If they're not, well then, you know, we'll just keep an eye on them every couple of months. So I went in December, like I said, or that was when my first ultrasound was, in December. After she called me, I called the hospital I had it done at. I scheduled an appointment for January 23rd. It was a Friday. And the Thursday before the appointment, I get a phone call at 7 o'clock at night from her office, my doctor's office, wanting to know when I'm getting the test and where I'm getting it done at, which was confusing to me. So I was at work, and as soon as I went on my break, I called them back. Nobody knew who I was. Nobody knew why I was calling. And I said, you know, I'm just returning a phone call that was made to me. And so they finally, after like 20 minutes of being on hold, they connect me to somebody who's like, well, I'll take a message for you. And I was like, I really don't have a message. I had a message on my phone to call you. So that was just the beginning. So the lady says to me, well, we need to know where you're getting the test done and when you're getting it done so that we can get the results for you. And I said, well, I'm at work right now. I'm getting it done at the same exact place I had the first test done. But as soon as I'm done with the test, I'll give you a call and give you the information. So the next day I go, I have the ultrasound. I get out of the ultrasound and I ask the nurse, I say, who does my doctor need to call? Do they need to call the radiology department? Do they need to call records? What, you know, what do they need to do to get the information? And she said to me, just like last time, we will fax the results to your doctor's office within 3 to 5 business days. Fair enough. So on my way home from the ultrasound, I call my doctor's office back to let them know that they were being faxed to them. So nobody knows who I am. Nobody knows what I'm talking about. Nothing's in my file. They're like, well, we'll take a message. And I said, okay, can you just let whomever called me the night before know that they're going to be faxing the results. So the weekend goes by, Monday rolls around, Tuesday rolls around, and see, I'm patient. I've worked in several different departments in the medical field. I know all about testing. I know about the whole process. I know I'm not the only person that goes to that clinic or has gone to the hospital and had an ultrasound. There are probably hundreds, maybe even thousands of people going in and out of that hospital and the clinic, and I know that my doctor is busy and has other patients, so I am perfectly fine with waiting until the results get read, sent to my doctor, and she has the time to sit down and give me a call. I am totally fine with that. But seeing that people have called me and are requesting information from me, I want to return their phone calls. So Tuesday rolls around after the test, and I get a phone call, and it's from my doctor's nurse, and she says, it says here that you called and wanted to talk to me. And I said, no, I didn't. You called me and wanted to talk to me. And I was just returning your phone call to let you know that I had the test done and that they'll be faxing information to you. And she says, so we can't call them. And I was like, well, I'm sure you could probably call them if you wanted to. I was like, but they told me that as soon as the results were read, they would be getting back to you. So she says, okay. So several days go by. It's Friday again. It's been a week since I have the test done. And I still haven't heard anything, which I'm fine with. But my concern was that they hadn't even received anything from the hospital yet. And maybe there's an issue. So I call the clinic back and I say, I just want to make sure that you guys got the ultrasound and that you have it. And that way my doctor can get to it, next week, Monday, Tuesday, whenever she can. Nobody knows who I am. Nobody knows why I'm calling. I get put on hold. They tell me that my doctor's not in the office, her nurse is not in the office, they'll take a message for me. So a nurse comes on the phone and I explain to her everything that's happened. We have another doctor on call here. I can call records, see if your ultrasound results are in. If they are, I can have another doctor read them and give you a call back with the results. And I said, that's not really my concern. My concern is that I just want to make sure you've gotten them. And if you have, then I'm okay with waiting until my doctor's back in the office and can call me. So she says, well, I'll call records and find out, and then I'll be giving you a call back. No one ever called me back. Then the weekend goes by, no one calls me. Monday goes by, Tuesday goes by, my doctor's nurse calls me again. And she asked me where I had the test done. What hospital is it? When did I have it done? And I am just like, my brain is just like, I can't believe you're asking me this. This is like the 4th time you have personally called me and I have given you this information. They sent the referral to the hospital themselves. They're the ones that called me and gave me the phone number to call the hospital to make the appointment. And here I am being called for like the 100th time asking me the same exact question. Where did you have your test done? When did you have your test done? And I just can't believe that there's no communication going on. There's no one's taking any notes. No one has investigated anything. It's just driving me crazy. So I tell her, I said, you know, I had the same test done in December. I went to the same exact place and we had the same exact test done, and there was no issues last month. You know, I don't understand what the issue is. She goes, well, I don't have anything in your file. And I'm like, okay, well, can you call the hospital and find out what the deal is? Have they not gotten the results yet? Or have they gotten them and they just haven't sent them yet? What's the issue? Well, she basically she didn't say it directly, but she wasn't going to call the hospital. So I told her, I said, well, let me do your job for you and let me call the hospital. I'm not normally like this, but I was so angry. So I call the hospital. They direct me right to radiology. Radiology connects me to records. And in records, they say on the 26th of January, that following Monday from the test I had on the Friday, we faxed all your results to your doctor's office and we have a confirmation of that as well. It's all on record. They received them on the 26th. And I said, well, they're claiming, multiple people are claiming that they don't have them. So can we resend them? She says, absolutely. She's like, I will call you back with a courtesy return phone call to let you know that the fax went through. 15 minutes later, I get a phone call from the same lady. She says, I have refaxed everything. And she confirmed the office, the doctor, the fax number, the phone number, my information, said it's been refaxed. So I thought, I'll give it some time. I won't call them back immediately. You know, they're busy. I know they're busy. When they can get to them, they will. I waited the whole week. And then, what is today? Today is Tuesday. So that was last Tuesday. And I've heard nothing. So I called back yesterday. And I said, you know, I've been waiting 2.5 weeks. I've called and confirmed with the hospital that they have sent them twice. And the lady has no idea who I am, has no idea what I'm talking about, and goes to tell me that my doctor is not in the office and neither is her nurse, and they will be in today, which is Tuesday, and they're booked full. And I said, well, I don't need an appointment. I just need to know that you have received my test results so that my doctor can have them and then in turn give me a phone call. Well, let me connect you to the nurse that's on call. So, and mind me, every time I've called them, I've sat on hold for at least 20 minutes. And the nurse gets on the phone and she says, I see you're trying to retrieve some results to a test, etc., etc. I explained the whole thing to her, told her everything that I've just told you, everything that I've said every time that I've called the office. And she says, well, we don't have them. We have no record of them. It's not in your file. It's not in our record system. We have not received them. So why don't you come in tomorrow and sign some paperwork so that we can get your records released from the hospital? And I said, that doesn't make any sense to me. They've faxed the information to you twice. How are you going to get them if I sign paperwork? They're going to fax them to you? This doesn't make any sense. So she says, well, I'm going to call the hospital myself. And I'm thinking, thank you. That's what I've been wanting everyone to do from the beginning. And she says, and we'll get back to you. And no one has called me since. I can't even believe this. Like, I feel like I'm in the twilight zone. Like, I've spoke to these people at least 10 times since I've had the test done. Whether they've called me or I've called them. No one knows who I am. No one knows what I'm talking about. I feel like a trick is being played on me. I don't understand how this can be happening. It's driving me so crazy and I don't know what to do. My mind is blown. It really is. I apologize to those of you that weren't expecting such a long rant, and those of you that don't care at all and you ended up watching this video anyway, but I really just had to get it off my chest. Hopefully the next video that I put up will be an update and will be some kind of results as to whether someone calls me or I go and take action myself. Because thank you everybody for watching. Once again, I apologize for the length. And if you're not subscribed and I didn't scare you off, go ahead and subscribe.